Yo, YouTube, this is Jordan Steel 88 coming at you with another video. I'm going to do the aftermath of the Steelers loss on Sunday, so let's get into it. So from now on every Steelers loss, it's going to be the aftermath. Now, when the Steelers win, I do a victory Monday, Tuesday, or wherever day after they get a win. So this video right now is the aftermath of the Steelers loss. So we're going to talk about it. So the Steelers lose to Baltimore Ravens yesterday, 16-14. And this game was absolutely asinine. And I'll tell you why. Because Mr. Trubisky, he came in when Kenny Pickett got that concussion. I mean, he got started well in that game, but since then it's been downhill. This guy in the game yesterday threw 3 interceptions, and the 2 were hurtful. 2 of them, they were in the red zone because he was staring at Pratt Fairmouth instead of looking at the whole field. Because the middle linebackers were reading him like a book. 2 middle linebackers, 2 starting for the Ravens. And since those 2 interceptions he thrown, the offense for the Steelers, or the whole team, matter of fact, were drained. They were drained. So that was one of the major reasons we lost the game. But the minor reason, the defense, the Russian defense, If I think about the Steelers' defenses, I think about the Steelers' defense back in the 70s, the mid-90s, from the year 2000 to 2010. When I think about those defenses, the Russian defenses were phenomenal. But this year, not so much. Because back in the 70s, the Steelers, ever since they had Mean Joe Green, they were stopping the run. Because they had those phenomenal defensive linemen like the late Dwight White, the late Ernie Holmes, Mean Joe Green, of course, and then the late L.C. Greenwood. And the fronts and the linebackers when they had with Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Andy Russell, they were phenomenal. I know Andy Russell didn't play in the second straight 2 Steelers Super Bowls in 78 and 79. But Jack Lambert and Mean Joe Green, they hold a fort in the 70s. They were holding the fort in the 70s. Because Mean Joe Green and Jack Lambert, man, they didn't take no shit from anybody, man. I tell you. Having these guys on defense, the run backs were scared. They don't want no smoke with those guys patrolling the defense. Like I said before, Jack Lambert and Mean Joe Green. And now in the 90s, they had a phenomenal linebacking core. The defensive line was underrated. They had linebackers like LaVon Kirkland, Chad Brown, the late Kevin Green, and Greg Lloyd. Greg Lloyd was a scary dude. He was a scary dude, man. He was a scary dude. I'm telling you. And the defensive line was underrated. They had Ray Seals, Joel Steed, Brinston Buckner. The defensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the mid-90s, the Blitzburg defense, was underrated. They were underrated. They were underrated in the 90s. Because these defenses, they stopped the run pretty well. Especially in the Super Bowl 30, the game they lost, they did a pretty good job on Emmitt Smith on the ground. So, yeah, because Steelers are a proud defensive franchise. Like I said before, the 70s and the mid-90s defenses, they stopped the run. From 2000 to 2010, or up to the portion of 2017, matter of fact, because the 2000s, we had defenders like Casey Hampton, Aaron Smith, Kimo Often, underrated defensive end with a 3-4. And linebackers like Joey Porter, Kendra Bell, Earl Holmes, Jason Gilden. In the 2001 season, they stopped the run pretty well. And guys like James Ferrier, Larry Foote, Troy Polamalu in the secondary, I'm going to get to in a minute. Clark Higgins, James Harrison, from 2000 to 2010. We had a phenomenal rushing defense. We only allowed at least from that decade, at least 5 or 10 100-yard rushers throughout that decade. But because the 2 Super Bowls we have won in 2005 and 2008, our defense was tops. I mean, 2005, we were not number one. We was somewhere in the top 10. In rushing defense, because a rush defense, like I said before, was phenomenal. Especially 2008, man, that was a scary defense we had. We stopped the run. Because the 2008 defense we had with Mark Woodley, James Harrison, Lawrence Timmons, Larry Foote, of course, and defensive end, underrated Brett Kiesel. He was underrated on that defense. But yeah, and they won the Super Bowl that year. Because James Harrison, just like Greg Lloyd, was a scary dude. Especially when I saw the videos lifting all these weights and all that. Mentioning all these massive weights and all that type of stuff. Excuse me. Because James Harrison and Mark Woodley, they make our defense scarier in 2008. Man, because that was one hell of a defense we had that year. And fast forward to from 2011 till 2018 or 2017 at least, because we have guys in the 2014 draft we had to address the front, because during the 2013 season our front seven was terrible. Because Ryan Shazier, the next year we had to draft Ryan Shazier, Stephon Tuitt, they made our run defense better. Because Ryan Shazier was a straight playmaker. Stephon Tuitt was a run stopper. He was a monster. Because him and Cameron Hayward, where we had Javon Hargrave in that defense, they were scary dudes. Stephon Tuitt was a scary man. And it took pressure off of Cameron Hayward to make tackles. And going into 2017, it looked like a year we're going to go to the Super Bowl. But that was all taken away because Ryan Shazier had that tragic injury. And our defense wasn't the same after that. And that just set us back a little bit. Because in 2019, which I didn't mention, we drafted Devin Bush. One moment to talk about a little bit more. When Devin Bush, he was that playmaker that Ryan Shazier was. And during the 2019 season, our defense was phenomenal, especially the acquisition of Mika Fitzpatrick. So, yeah, because that year we had pretty good defense. And it looked like the next year we're going to take the next step with our defense until Devin Bush got hurt. And I forgot, Bud Dupree, man, who now plays for the Titans, and him and TJ Watt were a lethal duo in 2020. And again, almost like in 2017, that went downhill. because the president Bush got hurt. And now, our rushing defense has been a total disappointment. Total disappointment. Because in week 1, our defense was playing phenomenal. They were phenomenal against the Bengals, who we got a win against. And since that time, it's been downhill. Because we were getting, because like since 2017, since we drafted T.J. Watt, the defense was getting sacks like crazy. They were getting sacks like it ain't nothing. And we were stopping them running like it ain't nothing at times. But not so much this year, because this defense do not look like a top-ranked defense at all. Not at all. Y'all can blame T.J. Watt for not being healthy or he's not 100%. It's easy to blame that. Since he come back, what's it done? It ain't done us any good. Yes, Alex Highsmith picking up the slack. And our rushing defense, because our defensive line is except for Larry Okojobi and Cameron Haywood, it's not been up to par at all. Despite having those guys in there and Miles Jack. And Devin Bush playing like he's lazy. He's just playing not to get hurt, though. Just crazy. It's just crazy, man, that we just giving up runs on the ground. Because going back to the last game, we let J.K. Dobbins wreck the game. He just came back off an injury and we let him wreck the game. We just straight up let him wreck the game. He had like at least 130-some yards on the ground. And a team that did not have Lamar Jackson, we had some dude named Huntley, could dictate the game. It's like the Steelers defense, we're not getting after the quarterback. I ain't seen not a lot, not 1 sack. I know we got 1 sack off of T.J. Watt, but we just couldn't double it up. And the defensive guys like Brian Flores, where's his voice be at? It's like he's not being that dog that we got from Miami. I mean, this guy, Brian Flores, is not doing anything. He's been like quiet. And Terrell Austin, it's like he's not blitzing these quarterbacks at all. Flores, wake up, man. Brian Flores, you got to wake up, man. Where was that in training camp? Where was that? Terrell Austin needs to get a little bit better with his play calling. He needs to be a little bit better with his play calling. And Mike Tomlin, he's like not getting on his players, like I said in my previous video. I just don't get it. The secondary, though, secondary's been as suspect at times. Micah Fitzpatrick is doing what he could. We paid him a lot of money. I mean, Levi Wallace is doing okay. Not spectacular, though. I know, hopefully, Will Jackson first can get back. I'm not saying he's going to be good, though. I'm not saying that. But at least he couldn't have been any worse. So, because this Steelers defense is not playing like the Steelers defense that I'm accustomed to watching. I'll tell you. Going back to the cornerbacks, Cameron Sutton, has been okay at times. Been up and down. And Terrell Edmonds, he's not very good at coverage. He's more of a run stop and safety. Yeah, I gotta put Terrell Edmonds in the box to stop the run. I mean, Kelly Witherspoon has not played much, but he's been playing terrible could fall from last year when he started off slow and then played a little bit better. I mean, he's been out on lineup for a long time. When Will Jackson III comes back, he might stop opposite of Levi Wallace. Hopefully he does come back. So the defense just let Baltimore run all over us because they're not going to pass all that. Because Baltimore Ravens, they don't pass all that much. They don't. They don't pass all that much. So just let J.K. Dobbins wreck the game. The guy that I wanted it in the 2020 draft. Where we just said take Chase Claypool is no longer a team over J.K. Dobbins. Because going into Carolina, man, the preview is going to be out on Friday, by the way. Because I don't feel all that confident in this Steelers defense. I know we got 4 games left, but I'm not all that confident. Because Carolina ain't gonna be no pushover because they give the Seahawks a run for their money. Because Las Vegas Raiders, it don't matter if it's at the Raiders' place or at our place, they always owned us. They always beat us. Even if they're playing terrible. We just could never beat them. And we got Baltimore at New Year's Day. That might be a sweep. And they got Cleveland Browns at home. Could get swept by the Cleveland Browns for the first time in a very long time. But right now, I'm not all that confident in this Steelers team at all. As long as this kind of message is going on, I'm not all that confident. Because Mike Tomlin is 1 loss away from having his first losing season in his coaching career. 1 loss away. Could be this Sunday. Could very well be the Raiders because we know we can beat them. Could well be the Baltimore Ravens. Or it could be the Cleveland Browns. Because, I mean, Chuck No, well, I know it's going to slide off topic, but Chuck No has been swept by the Browns at least like twice or 3 times. Especially in the 80s when the Steelers were in a downfall. Bill Cowher's never been swept by the Browns. Mike Tomlin could very well be swept by the Browns. So, we could finish last in our division this year. So, I don't expect anything from the Steelers team. Because I'm not all that confident on the defense at all. Because they just can never stop the run. Like I'm accustomed to seeing. So, it's not looking promising. And we're probably not going to make the playoffs, even though we do have a chance. A very slight chance. But playoffs don't look all that promising at all. So, Steeler Nation, prepare for the worst. So let me know in the comment section what you think about what I just said. So, this is Jordan Steele 88 coming at you with another video. Like as I talk about the aftermath of the Steelers' loss on Sunday, and Penguins. And the Penguins Stars recap. If you're a Penguins fan, subscribe to me on YouTube. It's gonna be out tonight. So yeah. So in the NFL picks, it's gonna be out tomorrow. And preview of the Steelers Panthers game is gonna be out Friday. So this is Jordan Steele 88 coming at you with another video. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all guys in the next one. And as always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.